Hello, everybody. This is a big day. This is a really cool day that has been years and years in the making. Now, as I'm starting out with this channel, I want to cover all aspects of everything in this world of agents, spies, fashion, espionage, watches. Watches is for today, but I think I should start this off by I feel like primarily with men, watches are important. They signify a lot, and every man I would pretty much say, especially in this world, has a watch, their dream watch, if you will, the one that if they could pick out of any others and they had that opportunity, whether they saved or a special moment, that would be the watch that would, they have one that they would go out and buy for a magnitude of reasons. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's memories, maybe it's the feeling you get or the reminder. It sparks something in you of confidence or to work hard or something special, a connection, a bond, not a James Bond, but, well, kinda, a bond you have with a watch. And today, my personal one, finally came true. See, I am no stranger to James Bond in that world, and Casino Royale was not my first James Bond film. It was my first James Bond film in a theater, but it was not my first film. I grew up in the Pierce Brosnan era, at least the end of it, right? The video games, I had seen Die Another Day, which I know now, but Die Another Day to an 8-year-old kid was pretty cool and pretty special. So Pierce Brosnan growing up, even though I was at the tail end of that world, Pierce was my Bond. And so I still remember the day my mother was reading People magazine and the cover had Pierce Brosnan on there with the headline, I was too fat. They said I was too fat to play James Bond. And that's how I found out my current James Bond was no longer James Bond. This guy named Daniel Craig was going to take over. Who was that? I didn't know, but tell you what, all the way leading up to that shooting and the day of the release where I was riding in my car, I couldn't drive, riding in with my friends to go see that Casino Royale film. 8-year-old me was sitting in the back like this, pouting and upset. I uttered the words, I can't believe they'd get rid of Pierce Brosnan. I was determined, for whatever reason, that I wasn't going to like this film. But one of the most profound moments of my life and in the theater was that opening sequence when Craig turned around. The gun barrel sequence happened. Chris Cornell's badass You Know My Name riff was starting out. And I right there knew, my 8-year-old self knew, 1, I need to shut up because I was just proven wrong. And 2, I was in for an experience. We all were. And 3, I have now just been introduced to my generation's James Bond. And Casino Royale, through that experience, it being my first theatrical Bond, and there's something deep about the style and the energy and the way Daniel Craig just moves and acts in that film, which he's supposed to be this young kind of Maverick-esque Bond in this way, he's not necessarily young, but young into that career. And there's something about that attitude and the charisma, charm, the confidence, maybe a little bit of the brutality he brings to that has always meant a lot to me. I love the way he walks into a room, at that poker table, being the young guy, being the new person, but with the confidence that he's going to win. When he's fighting someone, he does not act like he is this first time and he's learning. He walks into every situation, whether it's hostile or speaking with a lady or just a conversation, with the utmost confidence. I actually read this comment about this watch someone said. He's like, this is a watch that when you walk into a room, you own the room. And if you watch Daniel Craig walk into any room, during anywhere, talk to anyone, that is true. So The hunt for this watch took some time, not only because I had to save up and wait for the right opportunity. I still recommend for anyone on the hunt for a Bond watch, don't just jump at it. The first one you get, wait till you find that listing. Now, this is my first one, so I'm just speaking from my experience. Wait till you find that one that you feel okay hitting that confirm checkout button at. You know, the one that has the look, the price, all the details of it, that when you hit it, you don't feel like there's a certain sense of anxiety or regret doing it. Do it when you're ready. Do it when it's in a position where you feel comfortable to do it. Mine, I was kind of looking but not confident still that I was going to pull the trigger, but out of nowhere, I had been saving some money aside. I was kind of getting close to when I was ready to have the money to do it. But then just by sheer chance of some eBay discounts and some other opportunities, it flipped like that. And I knew if I didn't do it now, I'd miss out and I'd regret it. So through the process of eBay, which I can attest before I show the watch to everyone, that I think everyone in the Bond fandom pretty much can proudly say that they had a great experience with eBay, and I did as well. Quick shipping, it was quick to the authenticator. You know, this is kind of an experience where you'd assume it could take a long time through them to, you know, just as a big business, wait to get the watch, wait to have someone authenticate it, then wait to ship it. But mine had to go through customs to an authenticator. They had to authenticate it and then ship it to me. And I got it, oh man, less than a week through all of that. And it has just arrived today. Shout out to DHL that delivered it from an hour and a half in a state away to my doorstep same day so I could experience this. I was a mess waiting outside of my house at every single little car engine I could hear peeking out the window to see if that was it. But it finally arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, my dream watch has always been the Casino Royale Seamaster 2220. I know there's a little bit of a reflection here with my TV in the background, but if you can kind of just take a look at that in all of its glory. Look at that there, huh? I mean, it was one thing when the guy handed me this, the box, knowing it had finally arrived, but for anyone still on the hunt for their Bond watch, the moment where you open up that box and see the watch for the first time, your heart kind of stops, and in a good way, because there's so much flood of memories, emotions, and nostalgia, and then the reality check of this no longer being something you're watching videos of or seeing photos of it online. It's, you know, it's in your hand. It's staring you in the face. And as I'm, you know, taking it out of the box again, which, let me show you too, I don't know if anybody noticed this, it did come with a 20-year-old watch. If you can find all the specs and spickles and the box and paperwork, good on you. Me, I kind of had to accept, I think, for this watch, 20-year-old watch, I'm looking more for it to be in a condition I'm happy with. If I can find the box, if I can find everything out, that's a plus. But I was just happy to get the watch at the time. I plan on maybe buying a box over time. But seeing the beauty and the detail, I'm hoping that can, you know, clean up a little bit. You can see me. The beauty and the craftsmanship of this watch. See, that's what you like to see. It's so shiny. You can see my reflection of me filming this video in this through the glass. But having this here and now, right now, just means so much to me. And, you know, everyone in this fandom, me joining it, you know, early on, but I followed a lot of you, I can agree that maybe it's something you don't experience until you go and have the opportunity to, where you bite the bullet and pull the trigger on something from Bond that means a lot to you. But when you put this on, it does mean a lot. And there's a certain special energy you get when you put this on, and you know that's now a piece of your life and will be forever, as this investment into your world, your business, your attitude, you know, whatever way you plan on dedicating wearing a piece of beauty like this on your wrist. It means a lot, and it should. And, you know, a little icing on the cake too. The one thing I was worried about getting it is, I mean, what if it's too big? What if it's too small? What if I'm going to have to order some links? I've done that before. They're pricey. Ladies and gentlemen, by sheer beauty, it fit perfectly. Perfectly. I couldn't ask for a better fit on this baby. It's just cool. It's awesome. This watch, I know that this is going to be the first of many. You know, when the money comes again, there's obviously other ones I want as well, but just a surreal moment that I wanted to share a quick video with everyone on how it feels, kind of the thoughts and emotions running through you. Everyone in this Bond community, truth be told, everyone I even started with on my Instagram page I created, I've had people who I don't know or haven't even spoken to in real life or even once on social media. I made a post about getting the watch, and I got DMs of people congratulating me on this moment of getting this watch. How, like, it almost made me emotional, and how I thought how special and cool this Bond community really is that everyone's there to support each other and celebrate big moments like this, that when you all reached out and said congrats, beautiful timepiece, that's so cool, I'm so happy for you. For this already being a big moment for me, you all really made it that much more special. You know, special shout out to my buddy JW, if he ever watches this. He was one of the first people he was the first person I had to message, be like, hey buddy, look what I just got. He's one of the coolest people on the planet. And me and him, like, he's such a treasure to this Bond community. And him reaching out, you know, words of encouragement, words of how to go, you know, get it cleaned up by Omega, and his contact and everything like that. This was an experience, getting the watch, but then it was also an introduction and a cool experience learning just how special this community is and how supportive they are. So, quick video just to show off my Casino Royale Omega. Lighting, you know, I wish I could get that a little bit shinier for you all there with the reflection and everything, but I'm just in love with this, and I know I'm gonna wear this for the rest of my life, and it's gonna be a part of so many special and big memories and monumental moments of my life that this watch is now gonna be a part of, and it's amazing. So, speaking now, being on the other side of having the watch now, for all those still working hard and anticipating the right moment to get your Bond watch, you know, savor the moment. Don't rush it. You'll know, I think, in your heart and in your mind, and maybe career-wise, money-wise, when it is the time to finally pull the trigger on that watch. And as easy it is to just get the quickest one, the quickest way, it means so much more when it all happens naturally in a way that you feel comfortable with. So, quick video for now. Thank you for everyone. I appreciate everyone supporting me, sending me those cool messages on Instagram. You all are incredible. So, until my next video, happy holidays. Take care.